Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when we're part of a team.
What's up, everyone? This is ReviewIt. I'm James, and today we are reviewing one of my most anticipated movies of the year, the Lego Movie. And let me tell you something, it's awesome. Now, before I saw this movie back in January, I had some friends who told me that they laughed when I first told them that this was going to be a movie. They made fun of it without even seeing any trailers. They thought it was just going to be like all this stuff. And let me tell you something, they're all wrong. If you've heard anything about this movie, it is fantastic. This is one of the best animated movies I've ever seen, hands down, without a doubt. And that's coming from somebody who has grown up with Toy Story, every Pixar movie you can imagine. This is a fantastic movie for both kids and adults. The plot of this movie follows a very generic Lego person named Emmett who is suddenly thrown into a crazy, fantastical quest where he becomes the most important Lego figure in the entire world of Legos, and he has to save everyone from President Business. And let me just say that the story of this movie is pretty good, even for a kids movie, but it's also good for adults too, because at the core of this movie there is a very, very, very well done message that works for both kids and adults. You're going to hear me say a lot throughout this review, things that are good for both kids and adults, because this movie is perfect for anyone of any age. Even if you don't like Legos, you're still going to find something out of this movie. But overall, the message of this movie is just perfect. It works very well. It is a little overused sometimes, but this movie does a very, very, very good job of delivering it. Now with this movie, it is written by the scriptwriters of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I don't know their names, but if you've seen that movie, this movie is just as funny as that. In fact, from beginning to end, I was laughing. Within the first 10 minutes, myself and the guys I was with who was watching this, we were crying. I mean, this movie is hilarious. And it's not child humor. There are a few jokes that are for kids, but there are also a lot of jokes that are a little bit more complicated, and they work for someone who is older. And it takes a little bit of understanding sometimes to understand some of the more complex jokes, and even then, they're hilarious. There's a lot of thought put into the humor of this movie. Next thing, the cast in this movie, the voice cast, very funny. All of them are really good. No one is just shoehorned in. Most of the times with movies like this, the big name actors that play the animated characters, you feel like they're just thrown into this movie just to beef up the cast list. But really, all the people who are in this movie do a great job and are put with characters that actually kind of fit their real world personality. And it's very funny to kind of know who the voice actors are and to say, oh, that's funny because they were in this movie and they were like that, they were completely different. Just the amount of Lego characters that are in this movie are just great, and they all work very well. There's a lot of Easter eggs, there's a lot of references to many different Lego sets, and it's just hilarious. This movie is just a great bunch of fun for anyone. One really cool thing about this movie is, as much as it may seem, this is not a giant advertisement for Legos. There is not any kind of feeling that I had throughout this movie that, oh, they just made this movie to market Legos. It's not. It really feels like a genuine kids movie or animated movie that actually had a lot of thought behind it and a lot of inspiration as well. And I feel like this movie, it's like I said before, it's one of the best animated movies I've ever seen. It has one of the best scripts I've ever seen. And the animation itself, while a little weird at first for some people, it's still really cool. And overall, if you haven't figured it out yet, I absolutely adored this movie. I will see it numerous times in theaters. I will be buying it when it comes out on DVD. So if you haven't figured it out, it's a full price, for sure, no doubt. This is a great movie. Alright, so if you've seen the Lego Movie, let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. Did you love it as much as I did, or were you not as big a fan of it? Or if you grew up with Legos like myself, what was your favorite thing to build? Did you like to go and buy sets, or did you like to just come up with it all on your own? That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review. This is ReviewIt. I'm James, and I'll see you next time.